welcome to Propeller Play. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
So, Joe, this is your first show with Propeller.
Yes.
What made you join Propeller for their tour of Twelfth Night?
I think it is to do with a reputation. It has a real dynamic engagement with text. That's what I always associated with the company as it developed over years. And I've also worked with quite a few actors who have been in Propeller, and I count them as my friends, which is good. But also that they spoke very highly of the company. So for me, it was both recommendation, reputation, and the challenge of it. Working with men on beautiful, wonderful, sustaining texts. Yeah, that's really the reason.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Joe, how have you found the experience of playing a woman in our production of Twelfth Night?
I think I would have to say thrilling. It's a very difficult thing to do, of course, because I'm a man. And I have played a couple of women before, but this is definitely the toughest because Viola it's the biggest age gap I've ever had, and she's quite a lot younger than me. And I've definitely had to face quite a lot of challenges through her because she deals a lot with grief and a lot with sexuality and desire and unrequited love. So to look at that from the female perspective has been fascinating and genuinely a bit scary sometimes.
And was this your first female character you've played of a Shakespeare production?
Actually, no.
Ah.
I had played Lady Macduff, not the other one.
Okay.
Back in 2005 at Leicester, right. which was great. And I had to be a mother then, and I was murdered brutally. But this is my second official female professional role for Shakespeare.
Being in Ontario at the moment, and so we've come from an English audience to a European audience. How have you found the changes as being this is your first production, your first Propeller production, the changes in environment and how you change with an audience? How have you found that being a female character?
It's actually been a little bit easier, I think, for Viola's journey here because they have the support of the surtitles if they need them up at the top. But also I think there's a tradition here where theatre is a little, it's not that it's more serious, but they're certainly more interested in approaching political subject matter and intellectual subject matter. And if anything, Viola and Orsino and Olivia do carry the emotional weight of the play that is not as funny, shall we say. It's the tragic element of the tragic comedy that underlines so much of what is Twelfth Night, and they've actually been really attentive here. Where in English audiences, it's not that they aren't attentive, but the giddiness of the comedy sometimes affects the English audience more wildly. Whereas here, they are more willing to be quiet and then raucous, and then quiet and then raucous, and it has an amazing effect because at the end we have this kind of release of these wonderful curtain calls that we get here, which are truly, actually inspiring. I mean, genuinely inspiring stuff. But
it's lovely to hear. Here's an interesting question for you. Being that you've played two different women in two different Shakespeare productions, if you could play any part in any Shakespeare play, what would that be?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, because of where I am in my life and who I am and what I wanted, so I was going to say Hamlet, but actually in the asking of the question, you just made me think about Rosalind, and it would be amazing to play Rosalind. I would adore to play Rosalind, but yes, who knows? Who knows? I mean, either of those two would be amazing.
Thank you. And as a final question, so we've been on tour now, this is our 5th venue, and you've got many an exciting venue abroad and at home to come. How would you sum up your tour so far with Propeller?
Crumbs. It is a proper journey. For me, I'm very lucky because Viola with Twelfth Night just keeps growing and growing, and we keep finding more and more stuff, and it's an incredibly rich, dense play with so much wonderful language that there's always more room for exploration. And one of the amazing things about this is we're, of course, pairing it with Taming the Shrew. And so we're going to go on yet another part of the journey. So I kind of know that's to come next. And so this has been an amazing opportunity to get Viola into my muscles and through my skin and into my muscles. And then when we go full on with Taming the Shrew as well, we'll get it right into my bones. And then,
brilliant.
And then we'll take over.
Joseph, thank you very much for your time. I won't hold you any longer, and have a good show.
Thank you.